Hello, Petra. Yeah, it's Shaun here. Hey, I was just wondering, has Pete got onto the senior affiliate yet? You'll check. Okay, yep, no worries. I can wait just a second. Oh, yeah, okay. So I should be getting an email shortly. Brilliant. Thanks heaps, Petra. Legend. Cheers. Bye. Right,
Incoming
got
message.
mail. Ooh, those are some good options.
Sometimes you're a fire, sometimes you're a ghost. Sometimes you can give me all the things that I love the most. Sometimes you're a queen, sometimes you're a curse, and sometimes a whole lot worse. Yeah, nobody's quite like
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Blue Hale Worldwide. Today we've got episode number 5. We've got a FA Cup 5th round game against Independiente Rivadavia, where if we beat the Argentinian outfit, we will complete an objective from the board for that competition to reach the 6th round. And then a couple of days after that, we have got a Europa League tie against Feyenoord. So if you're looking forward to it, then remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video. And if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. But on screen at the moment, you can see our decision-making process that we had a few days prior to this first game in today's episode, when our board came back with some senior affiliate options, and they were some absolute crackers. Man United, AC Milan, Porto, and Liverpool, all Premier League outfits. And if we're still in a promotion hunt come the halfway point of the season with the transfer window opening up, then it might be useful to be able to get some players on loan from these bigger clubs. In the end, I narrowed it down to between Liverpool and Milan because both teams were paying a fee, and also, as you can see, had a few more loan options than Manchester United did. Porto weren't offering us a fee for that senior affiliation, so we ruled them out straight away. But the deciding factor in the end was just the slightly better facilities that Liverpool did have. They've got slightly less players available to loan for us, but they are up there in this Premier League and this World Super League at the moment. So we do now have a senior affiliate here at Sporting Kansas City of Liverpool FC. So that's a big old get for us. Currently second in the Premier League are the Liverpool team, and they've still got some good players. You've got the likes of Harvey Elliott coming through the club, Larouci being a Liverpool fan. That also slightly tinted things in their favour in my eyes as well, but it did look the best option out of the 4 that were presented to us. So if we need a little bit of extra squad depth come this transfer window mid-season, we could be bringing in some Liverpool players, and we wouldn't have to pay for them either. No wage budget being used on those guys, so that could be a very useful agreement between us and Liverpool come the business end of the season here at Sporting Kansas City. But we have played a few games off camera since yesterday's episode where we took on Atletico and Derby County. I say a few games, in fact it was only one, with things being shuffled around a bit because of all the competitions that we are currently in, albeit things didn't go to plan in our first Super League 2 Cup game. We were expected to reach the round of 64 in this competition, but we fell a few steps shy of that, losing 2-1 to Akhmat. The Russian outfit opening the scoring at the 30-minute mark, a free kick which they took just outside the box. They play it short, a nice ball across there from Borussia to Poliaris, and that gave them a 1-0 lead. And only a few minutes later, they doubled it. Borussia yet again making his way down the right, but then a wonderful strike there from Tola to give them a 2-0 lead at halftime. We peg one back very late, Louis Martin finding the head of Punchek, but unfortunately, despite the stats being in our favour, we could not overcome it. They were too good for us in the first half. We were the Russian outfit Akhmat, and we go out in our first Super League 2 Cup game, albeit that might not be the worst thing in the world, having won this competition to deal with while we are still in another free. But disappointing result for us there, especially as we did use the first choice 11 for that game. So that's the one game that we've played since yesterday's episode, which if you did miss, I will leave a link to it above my head. Hopefully my face isn't too white and bright. I'm filming this quite early compared to when I usually would, just because it's the only chance I might get today, and the sun is playing tricks on us, it's fair to say. A little bit lower than it usually would be, but today We've got Independiente Rivadavia. If we can win that game, we will complete a board objective, and that could be quite important, having failed the Super League 2 Cup one of reaching the sixth round in that competition. We'll show you guys highlights of that Portland Timbers game, and then we've got a potentially very big Europa League group game because, as you can see, it's between us and Feyenoord. If we can beat them, I give us still a chance of getting out of this group. If we lose it, we'd be 5 points behind both them and Cluj, even with 6 games left to play. That might be a bit too much to overcome. But first things first, we are taking on Independiente Rivadavia in the 5th round of the FA Cup. It is a home tie for us, and we're expecting a good result against a team from the 4th tier of this World Super League, so 1 tier below us. And we'll be back shortly with the team sheets because we do have some players on international duty, as you can see from here, Shalloy and Kinder. So we're going to have to make some interesting decisions with our left wingers for this game because of those people being out on international duty. But we'll be back shortly for this 5th round FA Cup tie. And here are the team sheets. We've got TV coverage. The left wing is the area of note for us today. Hernandez is starting, and we've brought Musha Lagusa onto the bench, one of our young talents here at Sporting Kansas City. More of a right winger, I would say, but we're going to use him as a left wing backup behind Hernandez today. And I believe that was a 4-2-3-1 for Independiente Rivadavia. We're in the light blue. They are in the dark blue as we get this 5th round FA Cup tie underway. And we do have a corner after 5 minutes. Zusi to put this in the mixer. Punchek with the header, and it just goes wide. Early chance, but still 0-0. Throw in here for SKC in the 10th minute. Fontas hoofs that deep, but no one anywhere near that for us, and they do tidy it up here through the Argentinian outfit. Very Argentinian feel to this with a team in dark blue and one in light blue, but hopefully we can get the better of these guys being a division above them. Good interception there from Eli Sanchez. Tries to hoof that up to Polito, but they cut it out, albeit only as far as Hernandez. Walter, nice ball there for Johnny Effin Russell. The keeper gets the touch to it, but can't keep it out. And Johnny Effin Russell, our super Scot, gets his 6th goal of the season and puts us 1-0 up fairly early on in this 5th round FA Cup tie. We recovered the ball well there after they cleared it away, Independiente Rivadavia. The goalkeeper gets a good touch on that, but only really parries it into the right-hand corner, and we go 1-0 up after 11 minutes. And that is half time in this FA Cup 5th round tie. Only the 2 highlights, but based on the stats and what we saw, we did look a little bit more dominant. Didn't get up to much either team after that goal was scored in the 10th minute by Johnny Effin Russell, but pretty happy with how things are going. Hopefully we can get at least one more goal to get a cushion on these guys in the second half and avoid a replay, but happy with how things are going. 1-0 up at half time. Okay, 60 minutes gone in this game. It is still 1-0, but we are going to take Felipe Hernandez off on a yellow heart and 6.5 rating, and Enoch Mushagalusa is going to get his first taste of first team football here at SKC, but it is 1-0 with half an hour to go. Okay, 72 minutes gone now. We're going to make our second substitution. Busio on a red heart. On for him comes Cicillo playing the box-to-box backup role, while Espinoza is still out. Still 1-0 though as we get closer to full time in this FA Cup 5th round tie. And shortly off the back of that substitution, it is a free kick for Independiente Rivadavia. An absolute scramble inside the box there. Somehow we get rid of the ball. That could have been a bit frustrating for us if we had to go to a replay against a team in a lower division than us. Polito gets going on the counter-attack and does earn us a corner, but some dangerous stuff down the other end there from that free kick. We didn't deal with it very well. We have a corner ourselves. They head it away. Sanchez is going to win that ball, but a good dirty free kick there given away from Cicillo, and it remains 1-0 with a quarter of an hour to go. 80 minutes gone here, a corner to Rivadavia. We head it away through Fontas, but DeSanto back onto it, tries to pick someone out, but Mushalagusa gets that out to Polito, and he's making his way down the left-hand flank, has support on the right, can't pick it out at the moment. Back to Walter, his shot blocked, but Russell gets the ball inside the box. Walter, nice ball for Mushalagusa, but he puts it wide. I think I butchered that name that time, and it does still remain 1-0 with 6 minutes to go, and we are going to make our last substitution with Johnny Effin Russell having got the goal on a red heart. We'll bring Kerry Shelton on for him. Hopefully get one more goal just to put this beyond doubt, but it is still 1-0 to SKC with 6 minutes to go of regular time. 85 minutes gone here, not long until full time. We're looking for that cushion goal as we have a throw in a good area of the pitch. Shelton far post, and Kerry Shelton finally gets on the score sheet. He's been not very clinical in front of goal so far this season, but he gets it this time, gets it right, and we get that cushion goal that we're after, and that should put this tie beyond doubt. So Cedillo back to Louis Martins, who took the throw in, picks out Shelton, who's given a lot of space at the far post. They might check offside for this on the replay anyway, and indeed they will. We'll just see if it was, but he is actually a good stride onside. So a well-timed run there from Shelton, and we're 2-0 up with not long to go in this FA Cup fifth round tie. And that is full time in the first game of today's episode, and we are going to make our way through to the sixth round of this FA Cup. So that's one of the board objectives ticked off, which, as I said, after failing one in the Super League 2 Cup, is quite nice to be able to say. Hopefully that gets the confidence the board has in us up again a little bit after that failure. But a good solid win, nothing spectacular from us there. Probably could have got a few more goals than we did, but we looked solid enough. Good solid 2-0 win, and we've done what the board expect of us. So we'll come back shortly, show you guys highlights of the Portland Timbers game, and then we'll crack into a big Europa League game against Feyenoord. And we are back with the highlights from our MLS game in between the games that we're playing. In today's episode, it was against the 9th place Portland Timbers, so a top 10 clash for us here. And luckily for us in this home game, we performed very well. It started off in the 4th minute, knocking the ball about outside the box, and Daniel Shalloy thunders a header into the top right corner to give us a 1-0 lead. That was the halftime score, and we really got things going in the second half. Martins, long ball, picking out Polito, really nice finish there after a first touch, pounding that into the left-hand side of goal to make it 2-0. Then we had a couple of corner goals. Eli Sanchez in the 77th minute, and then at the 86th minute, Zusi putting in very similar goal, but this time Punchek got his head on the end of it, and that's a really convincing 4-0 win against a pretty decent Portland Timbers team. Very happy with that. A much better performance than what we saw in the first game of today's episode by a fairly similar team, albeit both Shalloy and Kinda were back from international duty, but that was a very good performance. And what that means for Major League Soccer, our league, is we are in the promotion places, 2 points behind Junior and with 2 games in hand on them, albeit if you go a little bit further down the table, Atlanta United are probably the other team who are right up there at the moment. 9 games played, same as us, only 1 point behind us. So we're in a good position. Hopefully we can keep this good run of form we've got here at SKC at the moment going in the league, and we might even be able to make a promotion push come the end of the season. But we've got a big game coming up here in the Europa League. It's second versus third, and Feyenoord manager Dick Advocat is living up to his first name, it's fair to say. He reckons we're going to be an easy opponent. In fairness to him, we might be, but hopefully we can get a good result and use this as a bit of motivation for the boys. Now, we'll just show you guys our schedule, because so far in this Europa League, we have been using our backup team throughout it and doing a pretty good job. But with our schedule coming up, you'll see we've got an FA Cup game in the middle of the week against the Pohang Steelers. So that looks fairly winnable for us, even though we don't have to focus on that competition as much now with the board objective being met. It is the same in the Europa League, but it's really a diet of cup competitions coming up, and there is more money coming out of winning Europa League games than it is in winning FA Cup games. So because of that, just with this little spell we've got coming up, we are going to be using our first choice 11 for this game. Hopefully we can stun these guys a little bit with that instead of the reserve squad that we usually have been using in the Europa League so far, and they have been doing a pretty good job for us. So this could be a tighter game than Dick Advocat is expecting. Hopefully we can prove him wrong. Second versus third, if we beat these guys, we will go above them by 1 point and could be in a position to get out of the group, albeit still with a long way to go in this Europa League. But we'll come back shortly for a big Europa League game from De Kuip, Feyenoord versus SKC. And here are the team sheets. We've got TV coverage, Feyenoord with a 4-3-3, pretty much identical to what we play. And our team, we have had to bring Dyer onto the bench with a suspension, of course, for Maxi after trying to murder someone in yesterday's episode before we got into the game day action. But that is the points table, and it shows just how important this game is. If we win this game, we do go above Feyenoord. If we lose it, it's a 5-point gap, and that might be too much to overcome. But we are underway, and Feyenoord do have an early throw, and they are in their traditional red and white top with the black shorts, wearing our blue hoop uniform. They get the ball out to Berghuis early. He makes his way down the left, tight angle. His shot is on target, but a simple save there for Melia, and it remains 0-0 early doors. 27 minutes gone, a throw in for SKC, but at the moment, Feyenoord all over us stat-wise. We are yet to have a single shot. They've only had 3, but 2 of those on target. So hopefully we get something going there. Lovely ball for Daniel Shalloy, chips the keeper, and we go 1-0 up after 28 minutes, and Dick will be fuming with that. Our first attack of the game, and we get a 1-0 lead over the Dutch team. It's a long ball forward from Illy. No, it was actually Walter after he sets it up. Shallow with a well-timed run. Dinks the keeper. Really nice goal there from the Hungarian, and we go 1-0 up just shy of the half-hour mark. And that indeed is half-time, and Feyenoord will be feeling like they're getting FM'd at the moment. And to be fair to them, they probably are, because we just had that one attack, put the ball in the back of the net. They've had 5 shots, albeit only 2 on target, and somehow find themselves trailing. So pretty happy with how this is going, to be fair. We do look like we're slightly outclassed, but we do have the lead, so we'll just tell the boys to keep doing what they're doing. Hopefully play a little bit better in the second half, and hopefully hold on for a massive win in this away game against Feyenoord. 1-0 up at half-time. 55 minutes gone and 10 minutes into the second half. A corner for Feyenoord. Fur puts it over the bar. Another chance to them there, but still can't get it on target enough, and it's still 1-0 to SKC. Okay, 61 minutes gone here, and we are going to make our first substitution. Johnny F. and Russell, a little bit tired, 6.5 rating. So we'll try Kerry Shelton on the right wing, coming off a goal. Maybe he's got a bit more confidence in his finishing than he would have prior to the first game of today's episode. But half hour to go, and we still have the lead here at De Kuip against Feyenoord. 70 minutes gone here, and it is a throw-in to Feyenoord. We do pinch possession off them. I am going to make a change off the back of this. Zusi on a red heart, so we'll bring Jalen Lindsay on for him when this highlight takes a break. Good clearance away there from Walter as Feyenoord look to get the equalising goal. Polito flicks that onto no one, and Feyenoord will look to tidy this up at the back and get another attack going as they look to get, probably in their eyes, a deserved equaliser in this game. And stat-wise, it's hard to argue with that, and it's Kokku making his way down this left-hand side. Slide tackle, but they do get the ball back, and he is back in possession now inside the box. Tries to get a shot off. It's across for Prato. A dodgy save there from Melia, and then a shot from Linson. It's an absolute mess, but somehow we cling on for the 1-0 scoreline at the moment, and we will make that substitution while we can here. Zusi will come off for Jalen Lindsay, and we'll also take Walter off. He's on a red heart as well, and Cicillo can come on for him. 20 minutes to go. Still 1-0 up. We'll see if this highlight does continue, and it does not. So substitutions doing the job for us. Still 1-0 up with quarter of an hour to go. 77 minutes gone here. We have a throw in a very good area of the pitch. Ball in shallowy, heading that from outside the box to Illy, but we are back on the attack. Martins with a thunderous strike forces a decent save out of the goalkeeper. Clears it away. It did hit the post, so just did enough to keep that out. Did the final goalkeeper, and keeps it at 1-0. We do have the corner. They hit it away safely. Malakia gets on the end of that and beats Busio to it. And now they look to get going on the counter, but a good slide tackle there from Gianluca Busio, albeit they do get possession back, although we win it again. And with 10 minutes to go, still 1-0 up. 81 minutes gone, and enough thrown for us in a good area of the pitch, and we get the ball back out to Louis Martin as we look for a cushion goal, which would be a real coup. Lovely ball there for Shalloy. It falls to Shelton, but he puts it in the back of the net. But I'm pretty sure he's offside there. It would have been a very nice way. Could have wrapped the game up, and that would be 3 massive points in this Europa League group. But indeed, Kerry Shelton was offside. In fact, it's Daniel Shalloy from the first pass. We'll see it here. Cicillo trying to pick him out, and here's a good straight offside. And it is still 1-0 as we just pull our wingers back to try and hold on to this 1-0 lead with 7 minutes left to go. 83 minutes gone, and we do have a free kick. Martins puts in. It's an assist there from Spajic, and Daniel Shalloy gets a double, and that should secure 3 massive points for us in this Europa League group. And as I said earlier, Dickie will be double fuming now, calling us easy opposition. This is an interesting goal. Spajic just playing that beautifully for Daniel Shalloy, Bit of help from the underside of the crossbar, but with 5 minutes to go, we are 2-0 up and looks like we're going to pull off a big upset against Feyenoord. 91 minutes gone here. We play a ball forward and Bilo just gets there in time before Polito and then nearly kicks it straight into the back of him. But Feyenoord trying to get a goal back here. Great chance for Prato, but a big save there from Tim Melia. And it just doesn't look like it's going to be Feyenoord's day today. They will have this corner, but with only 2 minutes left, it looks like we are going to hold on for a big 2-0 win. We clear it away and might even get something going on the counter-attack here through Polito, making his way down the right. Slide tackle, wins the ball back for Feyenoord. Senesi will tidy things up, but we are over the 94-minute mark, and that is a massive 3 points for Sporting Kansas City. In this Europa League group, the easy opposition, it was not the case. We were very, very good with our shots today. Didn't have many of them, but all of them ended up on target. Feyenoord only got half of their 14 shots on target, and they weren't overly threatening. A good save towards the end there from Melia, and we sort of scrambled away a few chances throughout that game that they did have, but that's a really good win for us. Kind of FMing them, it feels like there, but we will certainly take that, and a nice 2-0 win for us with Daniel Shalloy the key with 2 very nice goals. We'll tell the boys that was very good, and we'll come back shortly and wrap up the episode and see what this Europa League group looks like now. So a really good win for us there against Feyenoord away from home. 3 unexpected points for us there, and it certainly keeps us in the hunt for progressing from our Europa League group. Dick Advocat claiming that we were lucky. We probably were, but that's what you get for mouthing off in the media before the game. And as you can see, our decision to play our first team in that game is rewarded. We would have got about 250k for being the Pohang Steelers. So putting out the first team in that game and getting 1.18 million instead, well worth the change of tactic with that upcoming schedule that we do have. So that's a really good win for us. And in terms of the Europa League, when we get to our group, we have now worked our way up to second by beating Feyenoord and Cluj also losing on that match week. If we make our way down to Young Boys, so starting to close the gap on top of the table, but this group certainly condensing after we beat Feyenoord. And if we had to let Feyenoord win, there would be a decent gap between us and that second position in this group. So that's a really big win for us, keeps us right in the hunt for what would be a pretty unexpected progression from this Europa League group here at Sporting Kansas City. But happy with how things are going in that competition now. And we're looking pretty good in the ones that we are still in compared to what the board expects of us. Of course, Super League 2 Cup aside, that's the only real disaster we've had here at Sporting Kansas City so far. But that will do for today's episode. Finish that off very nicely with a win over Dick's Feyenoord. And what that means going into tomorrow's episode is that we should still be in a good position to hopefully be making our way out of that Europa League group. So don't think we're going to do too much off camera in between episodes. I'm trying to keep this to 1 episode a month, but that might change in November because that Young Boys game, they could be interesting opposition. Look like the second biggest team in the group for mine. So I think we'll come back, play the game against Young Boys. And then off the back of that, we've got a semi-rivalry from the MLS where we're going to be taking on the Houston Dynamo and see if we can keep ourselves at the right end of the table in that competition as well to try and earn promotion up to the second tier of the World Super League at the end of the season. But I think that's when we're going to come back, and then we might come back again in late November for potentially a top of the table MLS clash against Junior FC and see if we can get some revenge on Cluj in the Europa League. That could also be a top of the group tie. So some big games coming up for us in November, and we'll bring those to you guys over the next few episodes. But if you did enjoy today's video, 2 good 2-0 wins for us, especially the second one against Feyenoord, then remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and enjoy what you see here in this Blue Hell Worldwide series, also hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. And until the next time I see you for that Young Boys Houston double, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.
Sometimes you can give me all the things that I love most. Sometimes you're a queen, sometimes you're a curse, and sometimes a whole lot worse. Yeah.